1, 2, 3, 4.
I recorded 10 songs with Tom back in Maryland with a producer named Justin Day, and that was an awesome experience too. That was kind of a hectic time in my life. That was about 5 years ago. I had just lost my father. I wrote a bunch of songs about that. I had just met my future wife. I had a lot of things happening to me all at once, where I think the only outlet that I could have possibly encapsulated all that in was music. But now it's different. I want to create. I want to also kind of, this sounds stupid, but I just recognize the talent in Tom and Nikki so much. And I really just want to help them get to where they want to be. Not that they really need my help, I just want to help them. I just want to be there for that.
It could have been easier if you would look me in the face.
All of my lyrics are sort of a way for me to process a thought that I'm having or a feeling that I'm having. It's sometimes I can't really find the words to express myself, but somehow it comes out in song form, which I always thought was such bullshit, but it's so true. Like, sometimes you have to artistically articulate something before you can really understand your feelings.
Well, I'm just trying to do my thing, pick my strings, push distractions out my way.
The way I'm learning a lot about my writing process, and it just kind of happens like all at once for me. And Dan's awesome at hearing something and like putting his spin on it, but so it still fits. I don't know how he does it. It's weird. He'll like take my chords and be like, oh, this is basically the same chord, only it looks like this.
So now I'm asking for a chance to combine my rigid methods with the ease of another's line. She's far away most of the time. It's just hard for me to come by.
That's cool. I like that.
Cool.
I like her, just her kind of style about her. I kept joking that she's like a rapper because she fits so many words into all of her verses and stuff. Recording Parks Landing was a very good time. It was, coming into it, I didn't hear a single demo. All I knew was Dan's old band from 7 years ago. That's about it. And so coming into it was completely blind, and it ended up being an awesome experience.
It's on the first half? The back half of the first half?
I would say they're a pop rock indie band. That's what I would say. Whatever that means.
The way that I wrote things originally was just acoustic guitar and my voice. And then Dan comes from like a punk rock background, and Tom is just an angel from heaven. So he can do anything.
It's kind of been a little bit of both, like what Nikki's doing and what Dan's doing. Like, Nikki will come to us with a song idea, and then Dan typically like transforms it into something that sounds more like indie pop rock. And I think our album's not out yet, but I think it's going to sound more along the lines of like power pop, like Jimmy Eat World style. The rhythms are pretty simple. Like sometimes it takes a while for a song to grow into like its final form. So like I'll have like a simpler, more dumbed down drum beat that I would be playing when we first start out playing the song, but then it'll eventually evolve into something more dynamic. It's kind of like if you play the game Pokemon, like the song will start out as a Pikachu, but eventually, like once it hits What level does Pikachu become Raichu?
It doesn't, you noob. You need a Thunderstone.
Oh yeah, you need a Thunderstone, but basically that Thunderstone is like the equivalent of like just time and experience and growing. So like once the song has enough time and experience to just grow, then the beat becomes a Raichu.
Well, it's interesting. When I came into the studio, I thought we were kind of like an indie rock band, like with some alternative feel to it, but it's a lot poppier than I expected it to be. You can attribute that to a number of things. Rob just kind of has those awesome pop sensibilities. Everything he produces is just catchy as hell. Nikki's influences shine through as well, but it's still her. She just has a fantastic voice, and I think that's indicative of a lot of pop singers.
It could have been easier if you would look me in the face. Instead of fearing the loneliness, you could have found the will to stray.
It's been cool. It's very interesting because I think all three of us have a sound in our head, and trying to explain that to another person is new to me. And also, like, compromising here and there on different things. Like, I think it can be challenging, but I think we've been pretty adult about it. And I think that as much as we act like kids, we have been mature enough to figure that out.
I didn't even try, and which words you think were lies. And even with this drink in hand, I'm getting so damn
And, like, now we're hearing what that sound is. Like, I don't think any of us expected it to sound like this, but we like it.